Terrence Bud Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, fighting out of Nebraska, USA, one of the greatest of all time.
Let's go.
Sugar Ray Robinson. Many consider him to be the greatest fighter in the history of this sport. Inducted into the International Hall of Fame in 1990, he fights out of Harlem, New York.
You can hardly hear yourself speak. The fans are going mad for this.
Couldn't agree with you more, Johnny. Here we go.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is an acclaimed two-weight division champion of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, from New York, here is one of boxing's all-time great.
A lot of pre-match drama, and they will settle their score under the sun here in this outdoor venue.
Todd, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here at this venue. It's going to be something special.
And what I say you must obey. Good luck.
High hopes for this battle between these two athletes. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. That punch landed. Have you ever danced with the devil under the pale moonlight? That's what these two men are about to go through as they've been talking so much trash on social media. It's time to settle the score. Oh, and he caught him with an uppercut. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. Oh, and that left hook hurt him. That counter shot lands. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Counter shot with the right hand. Good counter punching for both these athletes. Nice exchange here from both men. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Nice counter shot. That left counter was perfectly timed. I promise you, all three judges here are...
Right in his face this time.
Here we go, it's round two.
You see what you really got, Crawford.
Nice job landing with that right hand counter. And a counter left. Oh, and
That
they
might be
just
a
got
bad
the
idea. I got to box him.
This counter puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
If you're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, every grip.
Nice punch. He just misses with that jab. Punch scores. Unlike the heavier fighters, these fighters throw so many punches, it's hard to keep up.
This is why I love the little guys. This is exactly why I love them. Look at them, toe to toe, heart for heart. You know, mano a mano, they're letting the shots go.
Neither man really defending themselves. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left.
You don't want to play, you want to run.
No secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they...
Man, I can't fall into
Bell
that
rings
trap.
and we start the third. Defense is not an option for these two.
I'll stay right here.
Both men step back for just a moment.
Fucking this game plan up. What up? Stop that your movement, huh?
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
Todd, we know one of these fighters can knock you out with a simple jab. They're that powerful.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Nice exchanges from both men in this round. His jab just got blocked. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes,
I'm going to double that jab, but get up in there.
Back at it in round 4.
Good shot.
Why aren't they defending? He threw the hook, didn't land. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Neither man really defending themselves. That left scores. And this is with that jab. Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one.
Good round, working.
From this moment forward,
Gotta
he
put in
cannot
some
afford
damage.
to lose.
I gotta walk him down.
Time for the 5th round. Missed with that jab. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you start thinking, you've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
Got his gloves up to block the left jab. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. He blocks the jab. And you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses. How do you deal with it?
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter. A fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed. And that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Both men step back for just a moment. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Great round. Now relax. Now don't wait till more.
Here we go in the 6th round. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up.
Come on,
Let this
bro.
fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
When you have a fighter that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
He got out of the way of that right hook. Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble. I thought we were going to see the finish there. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. Oh, what a punch. Nice score with that left hand. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
What a punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one.
Go for it.
Bell could not have
Gotta
come
go
soon
for it.
enough for this guy.
You know, I've been in fights like that.
He ain't hurt at all.
Here comes round 7.
Badass bud.
He blocks that jab. And we may see us, and they're down, trying to make it up before 10 as the referee continues the count.
1, 2, 3,
Good boxing. Good boxing. You gotta stay on him. Let's stay on him. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Let's get on this guy. I need this win. Right back, right back, right back. Don't let him.
Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Blocks that jab. And he misses with that jab. Neither man really defending themselves. So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp.
Stay on that nigga.
That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the... It's gone.
Round 8, and we're off again. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Right punch. That's another scoring shot. When we talk about a fighter having power, don't just look at the head punches they throw. Look at the body shots. That can be the real difference.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, someone can take you out with a simple jab. It can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round. Nice exchange here from both men. That punch lands. Both men step back for just a moment. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. The game plan does not seem to be working here. And there's the bell for round 9. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in. He parries the right jab away. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. the strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you, they want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Nice job by him to block that jab. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
Good man.
And there's the bell for round 10. We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it? And he just missed with that left jab. Neither fighter willing to sit down on these punches. They're arm punches. They're scoring, but they're not going to hurt anybody. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fighters like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out of there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
And wait a minute, a left hand lands. Shot with the Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go.
What?
Well, Johnny, it was a very close fight until the end. Yeah, we get a split decision.
It could have gone either way. And it's
Whoa,
hard, you know, you're going to have
that was
people
the best
arguing.
fight.
The fans for one and the fans for the other say,
Hell yeah.
Split decision was fair.
Hell
Down to the
yeah.
team, down to the wire. These guys put it on the line. Split decision is fair.
Oh my God. That's some good work right there.